Steve Evans at the bottom of the hour. This 21-time Oscar nominee hopes to break his long losing streak.
Wow.
Sound mixer Kevin O'Connell is an Oscar record holder you've probably never heard of. Excuse me. This year he's nominated for the 21st time for his work on Hacksaw Ridge. Okay. Which is a Mel Gibson directed movie. I saw it, and it's a really good flick if you get a chance to see it. I actually was able to see it at the budget theater for like $1.50.
See, that's where I want to go. I don't want to go to like the theater at the in one area, and then there's another theater I pass by in another area.
Oh, you're going to spend $20 easy just on ticket and popcorn. Yeah, I go to the dollar theater.
If we're going to spend $20, it better be on some food and some nice drink.
Exactly what I'm feeling. So yeah, I wait till the movie's just out of the theaters. It ends up at the dollar theater right before it goes to video.
Wow.
And you get the same experience. Actually, you get a little bit more of an experience because you get kind of the local riffraff. If you go to the late night show, you get the dollar theater, you get the late night. I usually go to the late night matinee. And I usually get the riffraff kind of.
Oh, my.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. The show broadcasts out of Southern California, but of course we are around the world and coast to coast. And a lot of the interestingly enough, these marijuana legalization laws have passed in many states in the union. And you know this by going to this dollar theater at 10:30 at night. If you go to the late night matinee, the parking lot literally smells like Cheech and Chong, like an episode of a Cheech and Chong movie. It's just unbelievable. You can't walk 10 feet without running into this cloud of like smoke. And this is an open air parking lot.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you a particular experience that's even a little worse. We here in Southern California, and I'm sure other places, have these big venues that you frequent. In this case, the Hollywood Bowl is famous throughout the world. Anyway, everything is cool during the day. We're rocking to the great jazz and soul music, and all of a sudden you get this slight smell of drifting from the very top of the stadium.
The smoke is falling down from the from the upper nosebleeds. Yeah,
yeah.
It's definitely a phenomenon. I guess it's part of the whole thing, though. Once it's kind of like cigarette smokes. Back in the days, everyone was smoking cigarettes, and you walk around and there's cigarette smokes everywhere. And it's like that now with the legalization thing. It's
exactly.
Everything has a flip side. Yeah. I'll tell you. You
Everything.
don't realize unintended consequences. Guys, stick around. We'll be back right after this on The Lounge with Fabulous Tomas. I'm Erik Hines on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans. Housing values nationwide have risen by more than 6% year over year. Quicken Loans has smart ways to help you take advantage of your home's rising equity. In fact, you could take cash out to consolidate debt. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.18%, APR 4.35%. Call 800-QUICKEN today or go to QuickenLoans.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
Welcome to Staples.
Staples guy, I have my own business, so I wear lots of hats. Now I'm wearing my office manager hat because I need supplies.
Well, Staples has everything you need, like paper, ink and toner, the latest tech.
Now I'm putting on my CFO hat because I can't overspend.
Well, right now get a Dell laptop for just $299.99. That's $200 off.
All my hats, and I would like to thank you.
They are welcome.
Staples. Everything you need for business at great prices. Like a Dell laptop with i3 core processor for just $299.99.
Valid on SKU 2148359. Ends 22517.
Welcome back to the lounge, everybody.
Love these seats, man.
Yeah, man. Fabulous Tomas. We got tuck leather in here in the lounge. If you missed any portion of this show, you didn't really miss much, so just stay tuned. We got a lot coming up here. Steve Evans, Steve the movie guy, going to talk about Oscars. And before we went to break, we talked about this guy, Kevin O'Connell. He was nominated for the 21st time for his work on Hacksaw Ridge. We got off on a little tangent about the dollar theater and kind of went off on a tangent. But so he was nominated for the 21st time for his work on Hacksaw Ridge. Despite having been nominated so many times, O'Connell has never won the gold statue. If you can, it's almost. I mean, I hate to say it, it's almost like it's a joke at this point.
Yeah. I empathize with him because a lot of times one doesn't really get the proper credit that he or she, deserves.
Yeah, well, in 21 times, never gets it. Sound mixing too. That's such a hard category to win. I mean, who's judging the sound mixing? Is it an actual sound engineer? I'm kind of curious as to how they figure that out.
Well, it should be somebody of his peers.
Exactly. That's what I figure. I think it should be a peer of his, but it doesn't really say. It says here that this is Kevin's quote here. He says, "I hear 'and the Oscar goes to,' and I'm floating on a little cloud for a second, and hear, boom, it's not my name." Kevin goes on to say, "I listen to whoever give their speech, and the second they're done, I'm out of my seat up at the bar, having a drink with my mates, and then we put it to be." So Kevin O'Connell, good, puts it behind us and says, "Hey, we'll get them next year." This is what he said in 2007.
Wow.
This guy's been doing this for a long time. He got his first Oscar nomination for the 1983 film Terms of Endearment. Yeah,
Great film.
Great film, yeah. And since then, his nominations have included sound mixing for Top Gun, A Few Good Men, Spider-Man, and the Transformers. Tomas,
Wow.
you and I are sound guys, and this is a coveted position to have, is to be a sound engineer, sound mixer for these
definitely.
movies. Oh, this is where we want to be.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's a really important position. I mean, you got, the video guys, okay, that's, I give you all praise and honor, but...
Well, it's also very easy to kind of quantify what they do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Whereas the sound guys, he's just a sound guy. Yeah, right.
He's just the sound guy. And if you've noticed now too, the visual effects that you see in movies, of course, there's the digital effects,
Right.
But that has nothing to do with videography. That has to do with special effects department. That's like one department that does that. Whereas with the audio, and if you notice, the only real advancements they've made with videography have been the 3D shooting.
Right.
So it's gone from it was like black and white to color, color to high def, and now high def to 3D HD.
Right.
And it's like those steps are really technological steps, but that really, it really only affects the way that the videographer is filming, the type of camera he's using, the type of hardware. Whereas with a guy like Kevin, he's still probably using a lot of the same equipment he's been using for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
The difference probably being maybe a piece of software that, he himself has to learn how to use, and then to emulate the 3D effects to get proper placement. But really it is still up to this guy, Kevin O'Connell, to do spatial placement. Where does this bomb go off at this point in the movie? Is it the left ear, the right ear? Is it right behind you? This is the decisions that he makes. These are actually creative decisions. It's not a hardware decision.
No.
I got to pick this camera. It's a creative decision. This is a creative man here. Yeah, I really feel for Kevin O'Connell. Again, his list was Top Gun, Terms of Endearment, A Few Good Men, Spider-Man, and Transformers. And that's just the short list. He's got a long list of credits. Hacksaw Ridge, O'Connell had to manipulate and place every explosion, like I just said, and gunshot, so the sounds felt real and authentic to the viewer.
Well, again, there's been so much improvements in audio. We went from mono to stereo, and now we have HD stereo.
Yeah,
and
the
now
8.1 and then the 8.2, and the movie theaters are planning on doing a 16.3 at some point, which is so you'll have 16 speakers in your high frequency range. So that'd be the front, middle, rear, far rear on the left and right, and then far rear, and then along the sides. 16 speakers total, and then the 3 subwoofers. So you're going to probably have a subwoofer in the back and 2 subwoofers in the front. This is unbelievable. And a guy like Kevin has to manipulate the spatial of the audio and all those. I don't know. This guy really is obviously a hard worker. You have to have a tremendous attention to detail.
Definitely.
Not only is he a creative man, he also has to kind of work with the director a lot behind the scenes. So I'm almost like welling up here for this guy, Kevin O'Connell. But winning an Oscar this year won't be a walk in the park for O'Connell. He's up against award-winning darling La La Land, which got a record-tying 14 nominations. O'Connell says he has an acceptance speech ready just in case his losing streak finally ends. The 89th Academy Award airs this Sunday. Again, if you put a La La Land versus a Hacksaw Ridge, you're talking about 2 entirely different technical abilities.
Exactly.
La La Land, of course, they have music tracks. And he, of course, has to do some manipulation to the music tracks to keep. And this is not Kevin O'Connell. This is whoever did La La Land. They have to do some manipulation to kind of make it sound. But it's a musical.
Right.
And so really you're kind of talking about not too many placements. It's like, you got your stereo field and maybe you got a little bit of surround with some of the, the moving cars and stuff.
Right.
But I mean, the technical achievement of actually doing a movie like Transformers or a movie like Hacksaw Ridge, there's so much work. And I'm just, as a sound guy, I'm probably just going off on a tangent again, but I'm a little upset now.
Well, I empathize with you. I mean, sound is important. Sound really came before sight.
That's
as
true.
As far as we had radio
with the
first,
media, with multimedia,
and then we had TV and the movies.
Yeah, and so we're gonna move away from Kevin O'Connell, but I'm definitely gonna be watching this to see what happens with Kevin. I'd love to see him in that.
Yeah, I may be at the brew watching that. Never
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I'm with you, man. Maybe we'll catch a couple beers and we'll kind of drink at the bar with him. In memorandum. This is an interesting one. I'm a big Star Wars fan, also a big Harrison Ford fan. Apparently, Harrison Ford could be losing his pilot's license.
What?
Yeah, do you remember he did that risky landing at the golf course?
Oh, yeah. Right.
Which was actually quite a spectacular landing, according to everyone that was a witness to it. It was actually pretty spectacular. He's been flying planes since the 1960s, but he could see his license revoked for this latest stunt. Oh. In a newly released video, Ford's single-engine plane is seen flying just over the top of an American airliner's jetliner at John Wayne Airport in Southern California. While attempting to land, Ford apparently mistook a taxiway for a one-way, leading to the close encounter.
Oh, no.
That's not good. This is all new news, so this is interesting. The American Airlines flight crew had 6 crew members and more than 100 passengers. The pilots of the flight were the ones who alerted the FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board to Ford's mistake. An FAA spokesperson confirmed the organization is investigating the incident. While the risky landing may have been worthy of Han Solo, Harrison Ford could be facing consequences here on Earth.
Yeah.
Because the incident was a violation of FAA regulations, Ford's pilot license could be potentially revoked or suspended. Suspension, I understand.
Right.
You made a mistake, and maybe during that time, kind of suck it up. Harrison Ford's getting old.
That's true.
You got to make sure that he's got his cognitive perceptions, his vision, his hearing. And if all that's good, then give the guy his license back. It was, it sounded like he definitely had a problem with the plane.
Yeah, and we haven't heard his side of the story.
We certainly haven't. We've only heard this side. So, and of course, great news for people that are fans of the Los Angeles Lakers. We do the show out of Los Angeles. Magic Johnson to take over as the Lakers president.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, less than 3 weeks after the announcement of his return to Los Angeles Lakers as an advisor in all areas of basketball and business, he is now taking over as the president of the Lakers. Wow, yeah. Big stuff, guys. Stick around. More great stuff on the lounge right here on CRN Digital Talk.
Located in the heart of Maui's premier resort, Kaanapali Beach Hotel is officially recognized as Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel and the #1 best value in Hawaii. With a range of accommodations and affordable dining options, this is the ideal setting to turn Hawaiian dreams into lifelong memories. Live Hawaiian entertainment every evening, free year-round children's programs, weekly arts and crafts fairs, welcome breakfast, and departure kukui lei ceremonies add to the value. Swim in the whale-shaped pool, indulge in the fabulous spa and hotel salon. Enjoy Hawaiian hospitality at its best at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Call 800-262-8450 or go to kbhmaui.com. That's kbhmaui.com. Aloha.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644.
CRN listeners, when you come to Southern California, stop by a great restaurant, the Dresden Restaurant at 1760 North Vermont Avenue in Hollywood. Enjoy great entertainment, like the music of the legendary Marty and Elaine at the world-famous Dresden Restaurant. The Dresden was a location for the making of the movie Swingers. Now you can swing with stars Marty and Elaine. Plus, enjoy great food, too, like French onion soup, artichoke hearts, and many other great appetizers. Seafood, there's salmon, shrimp scampi, New Zealand orange roughy, halibut, Lake Superior whitefish, and specialties like veal, marsala, piccata, and parmigiana. Plus, we've got a great roast rack of lamb, chicken piccata, and cordon bleu, and pasta dishes, too. Steaks, filet, New York, Chateaubriand for two. Much more, too, including pork chops, prime rib of beef, and an incredibly extra large cut of prime rib. It's the Dresden Restaurant, open for lunch Monday through Saturday and dinner Monday through Sunday. Check us out at 1760 North Vermont Avenue or call 323-665-4294.
Welcome back, everybody, to the lounge.
Howdy.
Yeah. I want to just finish up in this story we started last segment. If you missed any portion of it, just go to crntalk.com and click on the lounge, and you can download archives of all your favorite shows. Even if this one's not your favorite, there's a whole bunch of great shows up there. The What's Cooking show, you got the What's Cooking on Wine series for all you winophiles and foodies out there, and just a bunch of great stuff up there. Barry Farber's up there if you're into some politics. Yeah, great stuff. So just go to crntalk.com and check it out and get your fill. Okay, so Magic Johnson takes over the Lakers as president, and general manager Mitch. I always have a hard time saying his name. I want to say Kirkpatrick. Mitch Kupchak, and executive president Jim Buss, the son of former Lakers owner Jerry Buss, have both been ousted.
Right.
So it's a big deal. It's a big shakeup. We don't know what's going on with Jeannie Buss though. She's the former team president.
Right. I'm just wondering whether. I guess she's going to be the overall owner.
I'm guessing that's what it is. The decision comes with Lakers sitting at 19-39 in the midst of their fourth straight losing season. Yeah. And we're talking about this was a three-peat. Remember the three-peat?
Oh, yes, I did remember. This
was a big deal. The Lakers were a winning team. And, on the heels of posting the world record in franchise history last year. So the trade deadline is today at 3 p.m., so that's interesting. I guess, Magic's got a lot of homework he's been doing for the last couple of weeks, I'm sure. And the Lakers still do not have a general manager. I'm sure I have a lot of faith in Magic Johnson. I think he's probably going to really pick a great general manager. Fans do hope the Lakers will now be in capable hands under Johnson, which
yes.
I'm not a basketball fan. I'm a Magic Johnson fan.
Right.
I got to say he's quite an amazing guy.
Well, he has really turned around a lot of businesses in the local and regional areas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's just, on another side note here, one of the greatest basketball players in NBA history. Johnson has also become a remarkably successful entrepreneur since his retirement in 96, heading a business conglomerate worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. He actually created the Magic Johnson, and worked with Starbucks to create the Magic Johnson franchise of Starbucks.
Oh, okay.
So what it is they would go to underdeveloped communities or underserved communities and build these Starbucks and literally turn the community around. It's unbelievable. El Segundo is a perfect example. You go down to El Segundo or some parts of South LA, and they've been refaced, modern buildings. They got Chipotle's, they got the Starbucks, and that's because of Magic Johnson.
Well, I know there's other portions of Southern California that he has really turned around, and it's making it, really a viable, progressive area again. It's becoming very much like certain parts of not only LA, but certain cities, around the country. I mean, to have Magic Johnson be behind you, it's like, it's an incredible dream.
Unbelievable. Yeah, he's a great man. And we're looking forward to anywhere across the country, basketball fan, we all know Magic Johnson. I remember the old Larry Bird, Magic Johnson head-to-heads. Oh, man, that was like the biggest rivalry ever.
Exactly.
Well, we wish you well, Mr. Johnson, and, of course, to the L.A. Lakers. Hope you have a great season and kind of come back from this dark cloud that's kind of been hanging over you this season.
You know what I wish?
Huh?
I wish that we can get Mr. Johnson sitting right here.
We got to
talking
work
about
on that. Yeah, we got to work on that.
Definitely.
That's definitely something we could do. Here's some interesting stuff in the world of music. Beyonce being forced to bail on the Coachella Music Festival. After seeing how pregnant Beyonce looked at the Grammys, fans with ticket to see her headline Coachella in April started to get nervous she wouldn't make it. Their fears were confirmed when she announced that she had to cancel. Instead, Beyonce will headline the 2018 Coachella Festival. It's not clear who's going to perform in her absence. Radiohead and Kendrick Lamar were already set to headline the 2-week festival in Indio. And Radiohead will perform on April 14th and 21st, Kendrick on the 16th and 23rd. Rihanna and Jay-Z have had their names tossed around, but nothing's been confirmed. I got to make a comment. Coachella, when I was younger, I've been in the music quote-unquote scene for quite a while, since I was probably, I would say, about 17 years old.
Okay.
Actively, going out and going to shows and going to different venues. And when Coachella first started off, it's quite different from what it was at its inception. It's very different. It's a very different festival.
Well, I thought Coachella was like the other festival that we have here in the region that was more rock and roll.
Coachella typically was alternative bands. Not necessarily, it doesn't have to be rock and roll, but you'd get like Daft Punk.
Okay.
Like stuff like that was like electronic, and you still get that. But now they've really kind of focused on the pop vein because I guess it got so popular with like the hipster kids. They've really changed it now to be like this kind of like more pop centric festival, which, as a guy who appreciates music festivals, good music festivals,
Right.
There is a difference between a good music festival and a bad music festival. And
Of course.
And it has nothing to do with the performers necessarily. It has to do with the amount of people, the accessibility,
Right.
ease of parking,
Yes.
and amount of fun you have at the festival.
Exactly.
And it's just Coachella, to me, it seems to turn into more of a corporate event, very much all about getting as many people as they can crammed in there at once, selling as many tickets as possible. Parking's a nightmare. It doesn't seem like a lot of fun anymore at all. I haven't been to Coachella in its recent incarnation, but I don't have any reason to.
Okay.
I mean, I'd go to see Beyonce. That's about it. But I have to like swim through like 10,000 people to see her. Anyways, we'll be back right after this. It's the Lounge.
This is the Mungle on Movies. I'm Matt Mungle. The Oscars are this Sunday, and predicting the Best Picture winner has never been harder. Odds would say La La Land should win since it has won Best Picture from nearly every major award group. It has 14 Oscar nominations this year, tying a record with Titanic, and seems unstoppable. Manchester by the Sea will not win, despite the Casey Affleck performance, and Fences is too dialogue-heavy. I loved La La Land, but I have to admit that a win by Hidden Figures would be a win for us all. Visit mungleshow.com or follow me on Twitter @themungle.
Any Napa guy knows, and science proves, the best minivan is the one you've already got. Part kid transporter, part drywall mover. Who cares if the faux wood grain is a little faded? That was a platinum package option in 1987. With over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. Because it's not old, it's vintage. That's Napa know-how.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante in Fullerton, California for our sizzling party savings. Book your wedding event or reception, your birthday bash, or a special event of any kind and celebrate at Angelo's and Vinci's. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's and celebrate in one of our many festive banquet rooms. It's an incredible fun event you'll never forget. Food, music, and lots of fun. Call for the details, and don't forget our daily lunch and dinners, plus our Sunday champagne brunch. Just $14.95. Minestrone soup, sausage and peppers, pastas, chicken dishes, salads, scones, and muffins, plus so much more. A chocolate fondue fountain, Zeblis, cannolis, fresh fruit, champagne, and Junior will be waiting to make the omelet of your choice from our omelet bar. Angelo's and Vinci's has been voted on the Orange County Hot List as one of the top 5 Italian restaurants for the past 6 years. And don't forget our award-winning pizzas. Thin or thick, they're yummy. All at Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton, California. Call 714-879-4022. 714-879-4022.
This is a national healthcare alert from the Health Hotline. If you have severe knee or back pain and you have Medicare or private insurance, we have great news. Finally, there's a way to reduce your pain without surgery or taking medications. Call us today and learn how you can qualify to get a pain-relieving knee or back brace at little or no cost to you. We'll even ship your brace for free. If you have excruciating knee or back pain and you have Medicare or private insurance, don't wait. You may qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving, nearly invisible knee or back brace at little or no cost to you. I've used one, they're comfortable, and they work, and we guarantee your happiness. So call right now and get yours. I promise, we're here to take your call. Thank you.
800-290-0759. 800-290-0759. 800-290-0759. That's 800-290-0759.
You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the lounge on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Your evening refresher. We got all the great celebrity gossip and news, but right now we're going to take a serious tone because it's the Oscars.
Oh yes,
we got to really put our scrupulous hats on and really
and our bow ties. I forgot mine today.
Oh, with the bow ties. It's bow tie season.
Yeah, it is.
I got to head over to the dollar store and get me a bow tie. On the line right now, we do have the man, Steve, the movie guy. Steve Evans is going to give us the rundown. And Steve, you kind of threw me for a curveball because this morning you asked me on the What's Cooking Today show who I was feeling really good for Best Picture in the Oscars, and it's such a tough one. But like you mentioned, La La Land is all over the place with the Academy Awards, so it's kind of a shoo-in for an Oscar, don't you think?
Well, I think so. It's going to be a record-setting, well, at least a record-tying night, because La La Land has been nominated for 14 Academy Awards. That's only happened once before, and that was for Titanic and All About Eve. So, it's really odds-on favorite to win the Best Picture nomination. I don't think it's going to win 14. I think it probably will win around 9. Wow. To beat the record for actual Oscars won, it would have to beat Titanic, Ben-Hur, and Lord of the Rings, which each won 11 in their category. And way back when, West Side Story won 10. So, it's going to be a big night, not a total big night for La La Land, but hey, who can complain if they take home 9 Oscars? You want to go down the list since we're talking about Best Picture?
Let's go down the list, my friend.
Arrival. Have you seen Arrival?
I have not seen Arrival, but I've seen Manchester by the Sea and La La Land and Hacksaw Ridge.
Okay, let's start with Manchester by the Sea.
Let's do it.
What'd you think?
Wow. Definitely definitely one of those movies that if you go there with your wife or girlfriend, you got to bring some tissue and kind of keep it in your left pocket so she doesn't see a dab in the eye. It's really...
It is. Yeah, kind of what they say, a moody. Well, they call it a moody film because they don't want to call it depressing. Yeah. But yeah, it's a very. Kenneth Lonergan did a tremendous job directing and writing that. He probably will win the Oscar for Best Screenplay. And Casey Affleck, of course, is terrific as well. But it's not the feel-good movie of 2016. That's for sure.
It's certainly not a feel-good movie. That is
and
true.
Hacksaw Ridge. What do you think of Hacksaw Ridge?
I really liked it, and I didn't even realize that Mel Gibson was the director until after the movie.
This is his big comeback story. He's been walking in the wilderness for about the last 10 years. And so he, at least by being nominated, for this film being nominated, it's nominated for 6 Academy Awards, and for him being nominated as a director, this is seen as maybe Hollywood has forgiven all for Mel Gibson. So
what happened to him, Steve?
We had that racial incident.
It was a bad night out at the what do they call that place out on PCH? Moonlight Bar.
Oh, Moonshadows.
Yeah. Yeah, he had one or two drinks that he was a couple of tokes over the line there, and went off driving. He was pulled over and then went on this anti-Semitic rant, which unfortunately was recorded and released by the Malibu police people that arrested him.
Wow.
And there went his career. And then he had some anger management issues over the years with ex-wives and girlfriends and things like that. But he seems to be okay now. He seems to have settled down, and he is being welcomed back into the fold, I guess. Good. What about Fences? Have you seen Fences? Anybody seen Fences?
Not seen Fences, but it definitely seems like one to watch. The story looks great, and definitely something to move people.
It is a terrific play by August Wilson, and this, the main rap against this is that basically what they've done is taken the play to the movies, and what's a hard thing to do about that is a play is so dialogue heavy that when you're watching this, you think, man, this is a lot of talk, and it is great language, terrifically, terrific dialogue, but there's a lot of it. So I don't think it's going to win Best Picture, but it has been nominated for 4, and Denzel, we'll talk about that in a moment, has been nominated for Best Actor. We have Arrival. Arrival is a terrific film. They call it The Thinking Man's Close Encounter of the Third Kind. Have you seen that? No?
No, but is that the one where they have that like obelisk-looking thing in the background?
Right. It's a terrific film about these spaceships. There are 12 of them that mysteriously land on Earth, and they just sit there. And then all of a sudden, one opens the door, so they're allowing access. And it's up to Amy Adams to go in. She's a linguist, and it's up to her to go in and communicate with these aliens. So when you think about it, it's really quite a task because these aliens come from a completely different world, a completely different mindset. And so how, and obviously there's no common language, so how do you communicate with these people? And it's terrific. That part of the movie is great. And then the backstory and what they were trying to tell us also is a very interesting story as well. Nominated for 8 Academy Awards. It is a terrific film. And as with any of these films on the list, I think any really could be Best Picture.
Well,
Hell or High Water.
Yeah, Hell or High Water, another one that's getting. I'm surprised that this one is. This one's got a good run here. Let's see how it does.
Well, yeah, it's just a smaller film about a couple of guys who live out there in Texas, and they become bank robbers because the bank is trying to foreclose on the family farm. Jeff Bridges nominated for Best Supporting Actor for this particular film. Great film, but once again, I don't think it's going to win. Then we had Hidden Figures, which is the great story of 3 African-American women who worked in the space program way back when John Glenn was being shot into space. It's a great story because it really shows you how dicey the early space program was, and also it's an incredible look at segregation during that time and what these women had to go through. And it's terrific that their story is finally being told. That's a sleeper title. It could win a few awards. It's nominated for 3. Then we have Lion with Dev Patel being nominated for Best Supporting Actor. That's a terrific film about a young Indian kid based on a true story who loses his way. He's on this train, ends up in Calcutta, on the streets of Calcutta at the age of 5, doesn't know how to get back home. He is adopted by an Australian couple, and he is taken to Australia. His life changes dramatically, and then years later tries to find his home and his original family back in India.
Oh, man, I wanted you to tell me the whole story here, Steve. I was waiting for the whole thing here. Man, I'm riveted already.
Well, there you go. I hope I'm not spoiling anything for anybody.
No, this is good.
And then Moonlight. That's another title I think it's going to do well. Nominated for 8 Academy Awards. It's a coming-of-age story. I've never seen anything quite like it. Incredibly original, directed by Barry Jenkins. They made this thing for about $1.5 million, but it's an incredible story about a young African-American kid growing up in the slums, in the hood in Miami. He's African-American, he's young, and he's gay, and it's not an easy ride for him. And it's just a very unusual story, very well told. So there they are. I think it's going to be La La Land. It won the Golden Globe, the Critics Award, the Producers Guild Award, and it just won BAFTA, which is the British Association of Film and Television Artists. I think that has to be the one that wins Best Picture. It certainly would be a shock if it didn't. And then, of course, we have...
Hang in there, Steve. We got more coming up. Hang in there, buddy. We're going to cover some more of these Oscars right after these messages. Don't go anywhere.
For me, it was the big S-Class from the 90s. Beautiful. My friend's dad had one.
The SL. All of the SLs. I've been watching those since I was a kid.
I think the 1971 SE was the first Mercedes that just blew me away.
Everyone remembers the first time they saw one, and the day they began to long for a Mercedes-Benz of their own. Well, that day may be a lot closer than you think. With a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz, you can experience the luxury, the unparalleled safety, the performance, and the style Mercedes-Benz is famous for at a price you can afford. Beautiful SUVs, sedans, coupes, and convertibles that are factory certified and covered by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 3 years, so you can drive without a worry for as far as you like. And during the certified pre-owned sales event going on now through February 28th, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and special financing available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
After a rough day on the range, a feller can get a bit saddle sore. That's why I use Blue Emu Original Super Strength Cream. It works fast and penetrates deep to soothe my tired muscles and joints.
And he don't stink.
And I'll tell you one thing, I had no idea this stuff was so darn handy.
Blue Emu Original Super Strength Cream. Available at all major retailers. It works fast for long-lasting soothing of tired muscles and joints.
And you won't stink.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Welcome back, everybody. This is The Lounge on CRN Digital Talk Radio. We're doing an Oscar, I guess a pre-show.
Yeah, you might say that.
Yeah, Oscar pre-show here with Steve Evans, Steve the movie guy. And Steve, we were last left off, we were talking about Lion, La La Land, of course, is your pick for Best Picture. And Moonlight also sounds like a really intriguing story. Manchester by the Sea, kind of a dark movie. It's just kind of
Yes.
a gloomy cloud kind of a movie.
I think people should remember, just because La La Land has been nominated for 14 or Oscars, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to win 14. We had Lincoln. Remember Lincoln?
Yeah.
That was nominated for 12. It only won 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And Revenant, also nominated for 12. It only won 3. So there is a bit of suspense, I think, going into Sunday night. We'll just have to see what happens. Lead actor, what do you think?
Lead actor, well, Casey Affleck looking good with Manchester by the Sea. That was a great role. And, of course, Ryan Gosling again for La La Land. The guy is talented. He's a very talented guy, and Denzel for Fences. That's
Well, this has been an interesting category. We also have Andrew Garfield, who did a great job in Hacksaw Ridge, and Viggo Mortensen for Captain Fantastic. And throughout this award season, people have been saying, well, it's got to be Casey Affleck for Manchester. He won the Golden Globe, the critics, and the BAFTA. However, we have Denzel, who won the SAG Award a few weeks ago. And it's interesting because SAG members make up 2/3 of the Academy Award voting body. There are about 6,687 people who vote, and 2/3 of those people are from the actors' wing. So when SAG gave the award to Denzel, a lot of people are saying, wow, this could be kind of an interesting look at that category for Sunday night. This may be a shift in what may happen there. Some people are saying, hey, what about Ryan Reynolds for Deadpool? That was one of the people that they think may have been snubbed this year. And Tom Hanks, I don't know whether you saw Sully, but Tom Hanks wasn't given a shot or a nomination for his work there as well. I think it probably goes to Casey. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And then lead actress, Isabelle Huppert, Ruth Negga, Natalie Portman, Emma Stone, and Meryl Streep. What do you think?
Oh, boy. Well, again, Emma Stone, fantastic in La La Land. Natalie Portman, though, with Jackie.
She won the Critics' Choice Award,
Yeah.
And Isabelle Huppert won the Golden Globe. I think it has to be Emma. It would be interesting if Meryl Streep won for Florence Foster Jenkins, just to hear what she had to say.
Just to get her at the
speeches
pulpit.
are always interesting.
Yeah.
You realize that she has been nominated for, I think, 30 Oscars so far?
Wow.
30. And she's won 3. I mean, she has had just this amazing career. I think it's going to be Emma. That's lead actress.
Yeah.
Supporting actor. This is also kind of an interesting category. We have Mahershala Ali for Moonlight. He won the SAG Award in the critics. We also have Jeff Bridges for Hell or High Water, Lucas Hedges for Manchester by the Sea. Dev Patel has been nominated for Lion, and Michael Shannon for Nocturnal Animals. Everybody's saying it's going to be Mahershala Ali. Any opinions in this category?
I was going to go that route as well. I'm thinking that just considering how impactful the role, that Mahershala has to play, it seems. I mean, I'm a big Jeff Bridges fan, so I'd love to see Jeff Bridges walk away with it, but I think Mahershala is going to get it.
I think so as well. Then we have supporting actress, and Viola Davis for her work in Fences. She has won everything out there. If she doesn't win this category, I think there will be a lot of people that just pass out. She's nominated, obviously. She won the Golden Globe, Critics, SAG, and BAFTA. We have Naomi Harris for Moonlight. Nicole Kidman, who did, she was great in Lion. I haven't seen her better in a movie in a long time. Octavia Spencer for Hidden Figures, and Michelle Williams for Manchester by the Sea. I think it's got to go to Viola. If there is a God, it will go to Viola.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that one, definitely.
And we have Best Director. Damien Chazelle for La La Land. He, once again, has won everything. Mel Gibson for Hacksaw Ridge. Barry Jenkins for Moonlight. Kenneth Lonergan for Manchester by the Sea. And Denis Villeneuve for Arrival. No Martin Scorsese in this one. He did, Survival, and also we had Denzel Washington directing Fences. They were not nominated for Best Director, but I think it has to be Damien. He did such an amazing thing by getting this thing made, for one thing, La La Land, and it's been a real passion project for him. He, along with the composer Justin Hurwitz, had been thinking about this project since they were in college. They went to Harvard together. They were roommates, and this was their passion project way back then. He, of course, made Whiplash, which won 3 Academy Awards last year, so he had a little muscle in Hollywood and was able to get this movie made. And who would have thought that a retro musical about Los Angeles would go on to be as big as it has become. Any opinions on their Best Director?
I got to say, only because of the tone of the movie. I mean, Damien Chazelle, La La Land, the fact that it is such a groundbreaking type of production. I mean, with the recent rise of made-for-TV plays,
right?
I mean, this kind of falls right inside the vein that people are hungry for this type of entertainment.
You're right.
And I think that Damien Chazelle is going to get it.
I would agree there. Yeah. We have kind of an interesting situation for Best Foreign Language Film. Now, I haven't seen all of these. I've seen a couple. There's one called Tony Erdmann, which is Germany. That was kind of the front runner for a long time. Then we have The Salesman from Iran, Landmine. I saw that last week. That's a terrific film. Also, Tana and A Man Called O from Sweden. They think it's going to be The Salesman because it is directed by Asghar Farhadi, and he is from Iran. And when Trump came out with the travel ban, he sent a letter to the Academy saying, no, I'm not going to show up. And so I think that might be impetus for the Academy to nominate him and his film for an Oscar.
Kind of a statement. Well, Steve, thank you so much for joining us, man. We have now gotten a thorough education about the candidates.
Indeed,
we're looking forward to checking out the Oscars, and of course, we got our picks. We're going to be comparing them to the winners, and hopefully we win a couple here.
I hope so. I hope everybody gets a chance to watch the show, and I hope they do well in their Oscar pool at work.
All right, there we go, Steve. Thank you so much. We'll be back right after this.
Let me take just a moment or two, if I may, and talk about a great place to eat. That's right. For you folks anywhere in the eastern San Fernando Valley, drop into Bob's Big Boys. That's right. In Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. Now, everybody remembers the name Bob. They're getting bigger and bigger every day. And little old Bob carrying the hamburger in his checkered overalls is the same Bob that you remember from back through the years. And, of course, if you want to go in for a great lunch, remember their classic burger, the original double-deck hamburger combination. Delicious 100% pure ground beef in 2 patties with American cheese, lettuce, and our famous Big Boy special sauce. The name is Bob, and I think when you go in, you'll say, by golly, I'm sure glad that I found this restaurant because it's good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They've got all kinds of things, and all you have to do is remember. Bob's Big Boy in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. It's a great place to eat.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
This is Larry Minetti for Herpamicin, the acne medication that really works from the inside out. If you suffer from skin problems, Herpamicin is the most unique and effective formula on the market. It cleans your skin from the inside out and gets rid of all kinds of acne and blemishes on your back, neck, and your face. It works so well, you can look and feel like a movie star. Herpamicin, a natural supplement created by Dr. Wayne Diamond. You take a pill, and that's it. I've been on these supplements, and they really work, folks. Don't be afraid to look in the mirror ever again. Get Herpamicin today. Call 888-467-4200. That's 888-467-4200. Herpamicin, it really works. 888-467-4200. Tell them Larry Minetti told you to call and look and feel like $1 million with Herpamicin. Call 888-467-4200.
Welcome back, everybody. The Lounge, final segment here, and I want to remind you, if you missed any portion of the show, well, if you finished the show, you didn't miss any portion of the show. But if you missed any portion of the show, then go to the website, crntalk.com, download archives of all your favorite shows, including this one. Just click on The Lounge, and there's a bunch of great shows up there. Of course, the one that me and Fab T host, along with Michael Horn each week. You got The Lounge with Fred Dreyer up there, Sports Lounge. You got The Lounge with Robert Conrad, who just every time I call it The Lounge in his presence, he verbally slaps me. It's unbelievable.
Yes, I noticed.
Yeah, but either way, you can check it out. Of course, Robert Conrad's still as tough as ever.
Yes, he is.
To say the least. So be sure to check it out and get those archives. And, of course, don't forget, following this show, some more great CRM programming. We have great shows like Barry Farber. Really, right. I mean, this is the legend in broadcasting, who was a good friend of apparently to Alan Combs, recently passed away from Fox. Was like a liberal Fox commentator,
right?
And who was one of the VIPs at Barry's 50th broadcast anniversary.
That's right.
Yeah,
you remember that
I
here?
Remember that well. Yeah, I was actually working that night with you guys. Yeah.
So
big deal, and of course, so Barry Farber's there. Of course, we got great wine shows coming up later this weekend. The What's Cooking on Wine show, the What's Cooking Sonoma Report coming up. We got the What's Cooking, the Slow Living Radio show.
Right.
All of our wine shows are really great. What's Cooking Today, another great show that talks about food, wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment. I mean, if you're getting just a small sliver of CRN, you're only getting just a small sliver of CRN. You really have to check it out. We got a whole bunch of great programming there for you.
Definitely.
CRNtalk.com. Going back to our news of the day, first rapper to be inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Now, technically, I don't think this is kind of a misnomer. He is technically not the first rapper. He is the first solo act.
Okay.
As a rapper that's being inducted into Songwriters Hall of Fame. Previous inductees that were rappers were Run DMC, legendary, old schoolers.
Yes.
The Beastie Boys,
yes.
Public Enemy, of course, Chuck D and Flavor Flav. They really pushed the envelope politically and everything else. NWA, that's an acronym.
Yes,
it's. I forgot what it stands for, but it stands for something. NWA is another rap
Dark
group.
Boys with Attitude. I'll just put it that way.
Something along those lines. Yeah, and they were very controversial. Of course, Ice Cube, Eazy-E, Yellow Man, all those guys. And, of course, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. I'm kind of curious as to know when Grandmaster Flash was actually induced, because without Grandmaster and the Furious Five, we wouldn't have Run DMC.
Yeah, that's true.
They set the tone.
Yes.
And without Run DMC, we would not have had the Beastie Boys.
Yep.
And without Run DMC and the Beastie Boys, well, I could say without Run DMC, we might not have had Public Enemy. Well, okay. I hear you. I hear you. Public Enemy kind of was their own thing. They kind of came out of nowhere. NWA, they definitely, yeah. But the potential inductee is Jay-Z, Beyonce's beau, who's potentially he's going to be. Or I'm sorry, not potentially. He is going to be. He's got 21 Grammy Awards. He has 13 number one albums on the Billboard charts, and a successful businessman.
Indeed.
To be inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're also going to induct posthumously Tupac Shakur.
Definitely.
Brenda's got a baby, but Brenda's barely got a brain.
Yeah, that's true.
I
That's the way it works sometimes.
Yeah, Tupac, man. He definitely, there's a lot of people that love Tupac out there. And also, Eddie Van Halen donates guitars to low-income schools. You got to love Eddie, man.
Oh, yeah.
Not only did he play all those great guitar licks on Michael Jackson's early albums.
Mhm.
Did you know that?
I knew that.
I know you knew that.
Oh, yeah.
Just beat it. That's all Eddie Van Halen. Very good stuff. He's going to be donating 1,800 instruments annually.
Wow.
Per year. 1,800 instruments to over 10,000 students. And he said it was very difficult at first to find a charity that takes guitars. All they wanted was money.
Yeah.
But he says, no, I want to donate guitars. And he found one that
Good.
did it. And so, very good stuff. Guys, of course, if you missed any portion of this show, go to crntalk.com. Stay tuned for more great CRN programming. Also, be sure to check out our website. We got blogs with great recipes, great factoids about our celebrity guests, and so much more at crntalk.com. For the fabulous Tomas, I'm Eric Hines.
Adios.
Which was most important because that was your theme.
Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio shows sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high-definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital Talk Radio's 6 channels of high-definition radio, you can now hear all of your favorite hosts like you've never heard them before in CRN HD. The difference is amazing. Catch your favorite political hosts like Dennis Prager, Tom Hartman, Barry Farber, and so many more. Entertainment and lifestyle programming like The Robert Conrad Show, The What's Cooking Show, and The What's Cooking on Wine Show, all in true CRN HD audio. Sports, business, travel, food, wine, politics, there is something for everyone, and it's all available in CRN High Definition Sound. Log on to www.crntalk for listings and information on all your favorite shows. That's www.crntalk.com.
The radio channels. The radio channels. CRN.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters. President Trump made a triumphant return to CPAC, the largest annual gathering of conservative activists.
6 years after his first major political speech at the Conservative Political Action Conference, Donald Trump returned as the President of the United States.
Great to be back at CPAC.
He said his election victory focused on the forgotten people of the country.
Never underestimate the people.
And the president used his appearance here as a call to action.
The era of empty talk is over.
He promised to repeal Obamacare, strengthen border security, cut taxes, and bring back jobs. Greg Clugston at CPAC in National Harbor, Maryland.
3 GoFundMe sites started for one man who was killed and 2 others who were injured at a suburban Kansas City bar have raised a total of more than $670,000. Witnesses say Adam Purinton yelled at 2 Indian men to, quote, "get out of my country," before opening fire. The 2 were wounded, one fatally. A third man who tried to help was also wounded. Sunayana Dumala tells KCTV in Kansas City after her husband's death, she wonders what the U.S. will do to address hate crimes against minorities.
I need an answer from the government. I need an answer for everyone out there. That what is that they're going to do to stop this hate crime?
Portenton was jailed on murder and attempted murder charges. His first court appearance was scheduled for Monday. Iraqi ground troops are making significant progress against Islamic State forces in the key city of Mosul. With coalition backing, Iraq's Air Force also struck ISIS targets inside Syria for the first time in response to recent bombings in Baghdad claimed by the militants.